What's poppin', y'all? In typical streamer, quote, relationship fashion, the audience has already turned on DDG's new supposed girl, India Love. This all happened towards the end of his show that he put on Are You My Ball, which I'll get into in a more structured video on how that went and why I personally think I think he did it for his own passion project, but I mean, he even knows that the profitability of that thing was likely zero. He probably just netted out or lost money on it. But the premise of the show was these girls were coming to compete for DDG's love. Kind of like at 20v1, or if some of you guys are old heads and remember the old like Raj Patel show where it was like Love or Host, something like that. So one of the first times where somebody felt like India Love was doing too much was when Ben Dadon called her out. And I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
Look. When India heard I was coming on the show, she did hit me up. And she said something along the lines of make sure you put these bitches in check and let them know what's going on. Pretty much she was saying, Ben, don't play with me and don't have these hoes on my. Pretty much what she said. Pretty much. That's what she said. And I said, all right, sis. How you gonna get mad at me that they wanted me to host the intimacy game? What I'm supposed to tell all them hoes? Hey, go out there and don't touch him at all. No. And I'm still confused on what's going on because India said y'all touching my name. They supposed to be competing to get the love of Daryl. That's what the whole point of this is. This supposed to be find love for Daryl, and then you come in bullying.
Sounds reasonable to me. How are you going to have this guy tell girls, like, hey, you can't show love towards this guy whose love you're here to win on a show that's about winning his love because this other chick's gonna be upset? Do you see how that doesn't really vibe well? And this all went to a peak when this chick, Vicky, that was on the show, she decided to speak out against India Love because she felt like she was bullying her and all the other women on the cast. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip.
She's reposting stuff calling us lame but it's all of us. If you watch the reposts, I'm a part of this cast. Everybody on this cast was a lame. They were boring. That's what I woke up seeing. So I will apologize for acting out of emotion, but that was what was reposted by her.
All I'm saying is, look, Vicky, you can have whatever views you want to have, but from my understanding, India never said nothing disrespectful to you. I feel like that was very unprovoked. I don't think you need to play Miss Leader and Miss I'm the leader of the Are You My Ball girls. Like,
I would never play
That was very
leader.
unnecessary. That's all I want to say. I'm not stopping nobody from popping they shit, but I was disappointed seeing.
It wasn't me popping anything, but if we're bringing up clips of everybody else's past and clips from years ago or months ago, it's just like, why are those clips okay?
This was towards the end, and DDG, you could see he tries to save her or tries to kind of protect India. Keep in mind, they're not officially in a relationship. They've never mentioned that publicly. And this caused DDG's audience, or a segment of his audience, to fragment into creating their own Twitter community and complaining. And this is what happens every single time with every girl that joins a streamer's content that I've ever seen. And I've seen this happen at least a dozen times. Now, of course, there are people like a Ninja, for instance, or a Tim the Tap Man, who are married and their wives just generally stay offline, don't do much. With Ninja, she was heavily involved in his career as his manager, but she never did anything that harmed the content, because that's the most important thing. Like, DDG's viewers, yeah, they mess with DDG, but they mess with the content. That's mainly what they are there for. If DDG was just chilling, there are the majority, right? So, like, for example, if DDG is just sitting there staring at a screen, or maybe just sitting there talking, or sitting there playing a video game that isn't popular, he may get, who knows, maybe 1,000, I don't know. But those viewers would really be there for DDG. But when he's doing some other other type of content, maybe it spikes up to 10, 15,000. So if the content is being compromised, that is when the audience starts to turn on the girl, especially if the girl is the one compromising the content. So usually, in this case, what happened? India Love comes in, they're like, oh man, this chick is fine, and she's creating some great content, and there's like this tension, and they don't know if they're together, so they love her. They want DDG to get with her. DDG spends more time with her, and this happens every time. He spends more time with the chick, then they're like, oh, are they together? What's going on? DDG is an individual whose content consists of having chicks on your content. He also said that's what held him back with Halle Bailey. So if he's got to have chicks in his content and the fans are there for chicks interacting with DDG, when India Love starts to get in the way of that, India Love is now getting in the way of the content for the viewer. So now they're looking at her like, hey, B, not the New York B, the B with a bunch of stars after it. Yo, what you doing? You're messing with our content. We don't like that. But at this point, the streamer is likely into the chick. We don't really know for sure, but he's likely into the chick, especially if he's defending her. And then now he feels like he has to defend her. She's talking about like, yo, why does your audience hate me? Why do your fans not mess with me? Like, yo, you got to do something about this. Now he feels pressure to do something about this. And then when he tries to do something about this, the audience gets even angrier and more frustrated. And this cycle happens until it's too much to deal with and a breakup happens. And then it cycles again and again. Or eventually, like, the streamer learns and maybe has a chick that's cool with it, or just decides not to have a chick altogether. Because if you're one of the streamers where chicks have to be a part of your content, or your interaction with chicks and flirting and all that, usually that streamer just stays single for a very long time after they learn their lesson the first time. It always takes at least one time to go through it. But DDG is not new to this. He's true to this. He's been on this. That's also why he doesn't publicize that he's in a relationship with this chick, which I don't think he is, but the behaviors, the jealousy, the way that she's behaving, and the way that DDG is reacting to people not liking her goes to show. And he even calls out his community. So I'm gonna play you guys this clip right now, and this is all after the show.
With a brain, no grown person with a brain, a mind, a thought in their brain gonna think that a is gonna get married in 7 days. I don't know why y'all think that's a thing. Why do y'all think this is it? Why do y'all think I'm gonna get married? Y'all took this parasocialism shit to the next level, bro. Who the is gonna live stream? Just think about it. Cause we grew up watching TV shows, right? Bro, who the is gonna go on live, meet girls for the first time ever in their life, and in 7 days get married? What y'all don't know is these girls know that. They know. You niggas is the only niggas that don't know. Y'all the only ones that's lost. Okay? We need to rewire our brains. Like, I feel like they ain't treating this.
Now DDG's cooking here, although, and he's right, but there is a level of manipulation here. They're not saying, now these chicks, they're not saying that they're gonna get married. Like, obviously they don't expect that, but the expectation of the show is that they have a chance with you, and the winner is the one that best has a chance with you, that you're willing to give a chance. If you were never going to give any of them a chance, no matter what, then what was the point of the whole show? Like, you gotta at least fake it after, right? Like, the person wins, and then you kick it with them for a little bit, maybe do some streams with them, maybe let like tension build up, like the saga continues. So the fact that he's kind of like, his audience, they're not tripping in expecting that, yo, these chicks should have a chance with you. Isn't that the point of the whole show? Like, for example, like, let's just look at Love Island, right? And I don't know too much about this. Or even a Jersey Shore, right? Like, they actually got into relationships here. Well, Love Island, I think it makes more sense. But yeah, like, these people are, it's a reality show. They all know that it's a show, but they get on the show and some of them start to like each other and some of them get in a relationship, etc. And that's what people expected here, but that's not what happened. So they're like, yo, what kind of, not scam's not the right word, but yo, this is a famoose over here, where they never even had a chance to begin with. And I think some of these chicks wanted the chance as well, but DDG did them a favor, because all of these chicks, and this is where you got to think a little bit ahead, all of these chicks, and they may not have thought about this when they got on the show, but they get on the show, think of the visibility that the show got. Think about how many eyeballs, think about how lit DDG is and how many other lit, poppin', rich, whatever, athletes, entertainers, entertainers are watching the show or seeing clips from the show and then seeing those chicks. So these chicks that they were nobodies before, even if DDG isn't messing with them, there's other people hitting their line on some like, yo, I messed with you on that show, this and that, and they're hollering at them. So their opportunities, even if it's not, people act like, oh, they didn't get with DDG, they lost. No. They got clouded up. They got some people in their DMs that are popping, that want to, who knows, take care of them, get into a relationship with them, whatever the case may be. And if they are entertaining or entertainers, they got a nice boost, kind of like Streamer University, but not to the same degree, of course. So DDG did all of them a favor, even if they all lost. So that's one thing that shouldn't be taken away from him. But India Love was angry as well. So I'm going to play you guys that clip of her.
So I'm supposed to be here for a man named Moo. I want to keep India's name at the forefront of my tongue the whole time because that's just something you got to get off. Clearly you missed the plot. We seeing right through you. You're not there for Moo. You're there for the clips. You're there for the, I don't know, you want to clear your name, whatever the case may be. Y'all was bullying each other on the stage. Y'all don't want to talk about how y'all bullied each other? Only me. Only me, I was a bully. Not Ben when he said, oh, you 40 years, you look, I don't know what he said about somebody having braces at their age. That's not bullying. I love the shade of death, but if y'all saying I'm bullying, why wasn't the nigga held accountable for bullying women? That's even worse, right? All I did was stir the motherfucking pot. We love the drama, whatever the Shay says. I love him to death. But please, let's be fair across the board. Let's be fair across the board. Hip, hip.
Now, she is right about being fair across the board, but the difference is none of those guys are dating DDG or involved with DDG in that type of, like, they're not in competition with the girls on the show. Now, if India Love was DDG's sister and she's getting up on there and kind of grilling these chicks, I don't think people would be tripping about it. And you can even see that people are really, really upset with her. Like, the fans are upset. They say she ruined the show, and they're like, yeah, them girls are on there for clout, but, like, they're providing content. And some of them are, they think it's a real competition. And then DDG responds to his angry community, or a subsection of his community that's really angry, and he incites them even more. I'm gonna play you guys that clip.
Niggas making Twitter communities. You know what? Just because y'all did that, you know what? I want to piss y'all off even more. I'm finna plan. I think with India, we're gonna do another video game. I think we should do another 24-hour ASAP. What else? I'm finna go crazy. Matter of fact, DDG and India subathon. Fuck it. I want to see y'all niggas crashing. Cause I ain't gonna lie, y'all promoting the shit out of me. And I'm genuinely confused on like how the fuck, like after I rewatched the little spaces and shit, right? And the was doing this, you don't listen to us. I'm like, oh no, these niggas tripping, these different. These niggas a little slow. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can manipulate y'all a little bit. So I'm finna make y'all even more mad.
This is hilarious. I mess with DDG for this. This is funny. And some people are like, yo, why does he like India so much? He's doing this. This is self-serving. Like, the angrier he gets. But the problem is, India Love won't be able to handle this. The amount of hate that she's going to get from this. Because if she's out of the picture, all of those people that were frustrated, they're coming back to DDG. Regardless, they're watching anyway. But they're getting back on DDG's good side after that and supporting him. For her, she's going to get more and more and more hatred. DDG's going to get more promo, but she's getting fed to the wolves. And hey, the game is the game. Let's say I can't hate on him for that. So more drama, but I don't think she's going to be able to handle extended hate, not even drama. I don't think she's going to be able to deal with the extended hate of her perceived ruining of content for the viewers that are upset with seeing her on stream. Now, DDG, he's just going to get more lit, so he doesn't really care about the situation. So, yeah, I think if this continues, there's going to be a separation between them. She won't be able to handle it. I've never seen a chick be able to handle that type of hate. I mean, and it's difficult because a chick is always going to get far more hate than the guy. Like, the only time a guy would get hate is maybe if he's with a if he's like kind of a quote unquote nobody guy and he's with a really lit chick and then he cheats on her. That's the only time he'll get a ton of hate. But a chick could just be with the guy and then she's getting a ton of hate. The guy that's popping. And India Love is popping too, but as a streamer, I don't know how much juice she got like that on her own without collaborating with people in their community. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm gonna see you on the next one.